most people who are over 20 years old have a considerable amount of metals and toxicity in their system. No wonder you can't think straight. You've got to help your body help itself so that it can start to produce the proper hormones, all the stuff in your system. You are a walking biological pharmacy of God chemicals. But right now, you can't access that because you're so jammed full of garbage and shit and waste. Because of this, your mind is greatly hindered from functioning properly, and because of that, you do not see things for what they are. You live within the confines, if you will, of a limited perspective. This is what makes people sheep. Undeniably, this is what makes people sheep. So, to remove the sheepdom, to remove the sheepishness from you, it starts with having a foundation of physical health. So for me, this is just what I suggest, and I'm not telling you to do this. I'm just telling you that this is what I do for me. Because God forbid, if you say the wrong fucking thing about supplements, this, that, and the other, you might get fucking banned or deleted. Jesus Christ. What I do is I take a minimum of 3 grams of ascorbic acid on a daily basis. Ascorbic acid is also known as vitamin C. This is a potent and cheap antioxidant that is essential to various functions in the human body. Human beings cannot generate vitamin C on their own. Now, because of all the oxidative stress that we're under, from all the bad food, the vegetable oils, the gluten, the toxins in the environment, our body is run down and needs a constant supply of legitimate antioxidants. Vitamin C is a potent nutrient antioxidant vitamin. It's good for the blood, ladies and gentlemen. It's excellent for lowering cholesterol levels. It helps bring elasticity back to the skin. It's essential for the production of collagen. And the amino acid lysine in an isolated form pairs very well with vitamin C. So vitamin C and lysine is a great place to start. They're both incredibly cheap therapies. Lysine is essential, folks, for the production of proteins in the body. And it has a remarkably effective antiviral quality. It's a benevolent amino acid. Amino acids are isolated sections or pieces that make up entire proteins when they're connected via daisy chains, chemical bonds. So for all the people who want to say that, amino acids, those are fucking synthetic, bro. Ascorbic acid, man, vitamin C, tell me where I'm going to get all that vitamin C that you take in nature, man. It goes against natural law. We don't live in a natural world, fool. We live in an unnatural world where sometimes, in fact, more often than not, we have to rely on unnatural methods to undo the unnaturally large amount of toxicity that comes by default from living in an unnatural world. Does that not make sense? Does that not make sense? Vitamin C is incredibly safe. I take a minimum of 3 grams a day. That's 3,000 milligrams. I have a milligram scale. I use a Gemini 20 from American Way Systems, and I weigh my dose out. Typically speaking, pure ascorbic acid powder, if the crystals are relatively fine, 1/4 of a teaspoon is going to come out to about 900 milligrams to about 1,000 milligrams, sometimes a little more. So I take, roughly at a minimum, I take a slight teaspoon every day, just under the teaspoon level. But more often than not, I'm taking about 10 grams of ascorbic acid a day, which violates the logic of the recommended daily allowances, the RDAs, for vitamin C intake by, by 10,000%. Like they're trying to tell you that you need about 100 milligrams to 500 milligrams of vitamin C a day. In fact, one of the most well-respected doctor-recommended multivitamins, I'm not going to name any names, but it starts with a C and then it has silver at the end of it. Last time I checked, that particular multivitamin, the one just for 50-year-olds over, the adult multivitamin, I think it had 65 milligrams of vitamin C in it. That's criminal. That's absolutely criminal. The body needs a lot more than that. Your body needs a lot more than just enough to keep you from getting scurvy. Your body needs, for instance, a lot more iodine than what they're telling you need. I think a prenatal vitamin has like 250 micrograms or less of iodine in it. How are you going to give birth to a baby without without cognitive impairment with that little iodine? Iodine is an essential mineral. And these are just 2 nutrients of 90 essential nutrients that we're not getting enough of, and they have strategically lowered the RDAs to such a low extent that you think you need that amount, when in fact that's just enough to basically keep you alive and functioning here in hell. You need a lot more of these nutrients, regardless of what you've been told by your doctor or the experts who appear to not even know what they're talking about. This is insane what's going on right now, folks. The experts, it's time for the experts to trust us.